Okay, so now let's talk about Titanfall. Holy crap, guys. All right, so from the time it was announced, the hype for this game was about as high as it could go. One of the things that set that off was Xbox's Major Nelson saying, "Have you seen Titanfall?" in an interview last E3. And that quote gained a lot of traction on GAF and some other game forums. A couple weeks ago, they did a beta, and that was pretty well received, but now the game is here, so let's take a look. Now, for those of you who don't know, these are the original Call of Duty guys. A few years back, after shipping Modern Warfare 2, they had some disagreements with Activision, so they left Infinity Ward, they got some backing from Electronic Arts, and they formed Respawn. So with that in mind, one thing I can say right off the bat is the game is Call of Duty. It's Call of Duty, but there's enough new stuff added in that it brings something different to the table. So the first thing I think we should say is that the game is multiplayer only. So if you don't like online multiplayer games, then you're probably not going to be interested in this. And I'll start things off with the graphics. No complaints. You know, I played this on Xbox One. This is what a next-gen game should look like. Everything in the levels is very highly and precisely detailed. Overall, the graphics are excellent. One thing I noticed, though, when you're riding on the back of a Titan, things can get a bit crazy. I couldn't really determine if that was just due to tons of stuff moving around too fast or if it's an actual graphics issue, but either way, just be aware of that.
They turn on that motion blur shit.
Yeah, I don't know. There was
you're on console, so you can't turn it off.
probably. I don't know. There was a couple times where I was clipping. I think there was just so many explosions and stuff happening that I was clipping into one of the other Titans or into the Titan that I was actually riding on. So if you get close to them, that's where it seems problems start to come up. But overall, though, everything is really good. It's just that one part where it tends to get chaotic. So let's talk about the gameplay. There's two main modes. There's campaign and classic. When I saw campaign on the menu, I was like, what the hell? But actually, there is a campaign, so to speak. So you pick the side you want to be on, and you play a series of matches where there's a little bit of narration before, during, and after the game. So it fleshes out the world a little bit more and adds to the gameplay, but mostly you're just doing the same stuff. The other mode they have is called Classic, and it's really just all the same stuff. It's just they add a little bit of background and just some more things to the gameplay when you're playing in campaign. So the other thing is the campaign unlocks things like weapons and additional Titans, so you definitely want to spend some time on the campaign unlocking all this stuff. So let's talk about the classic modes. There's attrition, which is just your standard deathmatch. There's last Titan standing, where everyone starts in a Titan, and then whichever team still has a Titan at the end wins. There's hardpoint, which is capture and hold the objective, capture the flag, and then there's another one called Pilot Hunter, where you rack up kills only by killing your opposing pilots. So the last one, they do have another one called Variety, which is just a mix of all the different modes. So actually, all the modes are actually pretty good. Okay, so let's talk about the Titans. Once you get enough points by racking up kills, your Titan finishes getting built, and then you can call it down. So once it arrives, you can actually pilot it yourself, or you can have it follow you around. You can also have it hold position, but I didn't really use that one a whole lot. So obviously, if you're piloting the Titan directly, you have much more firepower against other pilots that aren't in a Titan, but against other Titans is where it really gets interesting. This is where you really need to pick and choose your upgrades and use them to your advantage. The one thing I like to do is put my Titan in follow mode, and then I just set up shop in a building next door, so everybody just focuses on the Titan while I'm sitting there, and they don't realize that you're not actually in it.
Picking people off?
Yeah. So it just draws everybody's attention away, and while they're trying to deal with that, you're just shooting them from the side or from behind or whatever. So it's really these two dynamics, either just running around as a pilot or using your Titan, makes things much more involved than just straight running gutting like you do in a standard FPS. They got another thing in there called burn cards that you get by completing challenges. So you can pick up to 3 of them and take them with you per game. They grant different status effects that go away once you get killed. Another cool thing the game does is at the end of the match, the losing team gets a chance to try and make it to their extraction point and escape on their dropship. And if they do, they get some bonus experience points, but the winning team can try and stop them. So this is another new idea that I don't think has really been done before. So we talked about the hype. If you've got the Xbox One and you like these types of fast-paced multiplayer shooters, there's absolutely no reason not to buy this game. I think the more important question is if you don't yet have the Xbox One or a PC that can handle it and you don't want to bother with this 360 version, do you go out and buy an Xbox One just so you can play this game? Well, the answer is it depends. Now, Microsoft is smart. They've got a bundle out for this, so you can get the game and the console. So for some people, that's going to be a really good deal. I'd say if you're the type of gamer who likes online games, you like fast-paced shooters, and yes, you definitely get your money's worth with this one. On the other hand, if you aren't really big on multiplayer and you really wish it had that offline single player, You should check it out at a friend's place first and see if you really have to have your own copy. So to sum up, yes, definitely a must play, but I don't think it's a must buy for everyone.